10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, so welcome to this another interactive post-match analysis and as you all know we'll have our expert Monty Panesar with us joining shortly, and I'm your host Utkarsh Tandon here. So another close contest, and we are now habitual of witnessing close contests when Chennai is on the field, but this time it was the other way around as Chennai won it easily by 20 runs. Although rather not easily, had to do a bit of hard work, but still they won it convincingly by 20 runs. Uh, there was a lot of talk about the intent and aggressive mindset. And having won the toss, Chennai batted first for the first time in this IPL 2020, and straight away clear that the mindset and the intent of Chennai is to go all out as uh, they sent Sam Curran to open the innings, who uh, played his part really well, scoring 31 of just 21 deliveries before getting out of a Jaffa of Sandeep Sharma. CSK made 44 in the power play, losing 2 wickets, but it was middle overs where they didn't lose wickets, scored 72 runs, courtesy Shane Watson and Ambati Raidu. Then at the last, it was MSD and Ravindra Jadeja who stole the show, hit some beautiful shots. MSD scored 21 of just 13 deliveries, while Jaddu was unbeaten with 25 of just 10 deliveries. CSK reached 167, which was a fighting, or rather is respectable total on a wicket, which was considered to be a bit slower as the game progresses, and it happened. I'll yeah. So so and then for SRH also lost two early wickets in the power play and scored 40 runs, losing 2 wickets. While it was the middle overs, I think, where CSK clinched, because in the middle overs, CSK scored 72 without losing a wicket, while SRH scored 61. Just 61 means 8 and 2, 9 into 11 runs shot, and also lost 2 wickets. So there, I think SRH missed the trick in the middle overs, and also credit goes to Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja bowled beautifully, bowled into the stumps. Ravindra Jadeja bowled beautifully. He bowled into the stumps, and that is why he got Johnny Bairstow clean bowled, because he didn't give any room. He was just spot on, just bowling into the stumps. He was bowling quick. He was bowling on the full length, which was an ideal length on the wicket. And in his 3 overs, he didn't leak too many runs and took wickets as well. Took a wicket of, or rather, an important wicket of Johnny Bairstow as well. And then it was Kane Williamson who actually led the comeback for the Hyderabad team, but ultimately he got out in the 19th over, and or rather 18th over. 18th over of Karan Sharma. First he hit him for a boundary and then he got out. So that was a turning point. After that, Rashid came in, played some beautiful shots, but they fell short by 20 runs, with CSK winning the game. So Paji will be there in just 10 minutes. So in the meantime, I'll add up fans and have a discussion. So you can just come in and join. I have with me Devang Singh. So Devang, you are live in the show. Welcome. Hello. and please switch on the mic to further communicate.
Hello,
Ha, you're audible. Hello.
hello,
Yes, you're audible. Hello.
hello.
Hello. Yes, you're audible. You can ask your question. You can put up your opinions or thoughts, if any. Hello.
Utkarsh,
You're audible.
just tell me,
Yeah.
just tell me
Yeah.
that what according to you percentage does Suresh Raina add up to Chennai's batting lineup, and what how much Chennai's batting lineup is missing Suresh Raina right now?
CSK means Suresh Raina adds a lot to this CSK side. First of all, he gives a lot of stability batting at number three. Number three is a crucial position because number three is the position that binds not only the openers with the middle order. That's the position of number three. So number three is a very crucial position, and I think Suresh Raina adds so much to CSK, and they really missed him this season. I would say they really missed him because he had both the gears. He could play a defensive or rather an anchor the innings as well, while can play some aggressive shots if needed. So he had both the gears. He could stabilize the innings. A crucial role he might have played for Chennai this season, but unfortunately he was not there. So I think Chennai missed him badly. So hello Ayushi, another guest has joined.
Hey.
Yes, Devang. So hello. So another time, I'd just like to remind viewers that Paji will be joining us. Mr. Monty Panesar will be joining us shortly in 10 minutes. I got a text from him that he'll be joining us in 10 minutes. So sorry for the inconvenience, but he'll be there in 10 minutes. So please join fastly. Yes,
No
Ayushi.
problem.
Now you can speak.
No, I just had some questions for Monty sir, which
Yeah.
I would probably say
Okay.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Please keep it
Do
reserved.
you want me to
So by
tell
the
you
way,
the first?
we have two of you, so we can just make it a healthy discussion out of it. So where do you guys think CSK clinched the game or SRH lost it? First with Devang, followed by Ayushi. Devang, am I audible? Hello. So I think there is some technical issue. Don't no worries. Ayushi, you can continue.
Yes. So I think CSK was playing well right from the beginning. Even though the runs and everything were less, but I think Dhoni and all the other players, I think they scored a decent amount of score, and that is what led to the win. And also, I think the bowlers played really well, so maybe that's why.
Yes, and just to remind you, in the wait in the fourth over of Sam Curran in
Hmm.
SRH's innings, they lost two big wickets. David Warner and
Right.
Manish Pandey unfortunately getting run out after scoring that flawless boundary through covers. But that was probably a stage where SRH I think were unstable. But after that, Kane Williamson made a fine half century and led their comeback. Unfortunately, could not cross the winning line, but was a close contest, and I'm very happy that this time a close contest is won by Chennai, because every time when Chennai plays, it's a close contest, but this time it's the other way around. So we have another guest, Thavi, with us. Hello, Thavi. Welcome to this post match live.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm good, and hoping the same for you.
I am. Thanks.
Savi, we
Okay, so
can't
you
see you.
can. Huh.
Hello.
Devang, are you there? Hello.
Okay, what about now? I have
Yes.
turned up my
Okay.
brightness.
So I was asking that I'll come to Thavi also after Devang. That where do you think CSK lost the game? Sorry, CSK clinched the game or SRH lost it? At which stage?
I think it was a combined presentation by both the bowlers and as well as the batsmen. But sending Sam Curran up the order, boosting up the run rate was, I think, a good decision from Dhoni. And as well as the bowlers performed very well. And so it was a quite a good victory. I also had a question. I'll repeat my questions with Monty sir also. But I also had a question. What do you think? Where will
Please, please.
CSK land up at the end of the
See, probably if you ask me, so I'll be very frank and blunt in answering this question that I don't feel CSK will actually go to the playoffs. It's my personal opinion, and maybe Paji, when he joins, you can ask him. Maybe he has some different opinions to tell, but in my view, I don't think CSK qualifying for the playoffs because you've lost. Uh, 5 games out of your first seven, then you win the eighth one. The same happened in the 2010 edition of IPL with CSK, that I know. But this time around, with the other teams being balanced as well, and there's tough competition, stiff competition. So I don't think CSK will actually end up in the playoffs. I think they'll not qualify this year. This time around, a new record will be made that CSK doesn't qualify. I'm sorry for. I'm really sorry. My apologies to all the CSK fans, but this is the truth I'm talking about.
No, I also agree with they don't have that much good lineup like other seasons of IPL. But
Yeah.
now, what do you think? Which will be the four teams for the playoff?
See, it's the halfway stage. I think DC and MI will surely qualify. And third team, in my view, as of now, I think RCB. There'll be a competition for the fourth spot, maybe between KKR and the Sunrisers, or rather, sorry, the Rajasthan Royals. But the three teams which are looking as of now to qualify for the playoffs are Delhi Capitals, Mumbai Indians, and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Apart from that, I don't think. Apart from that, I think there'll be a stiff competition between Rajasthan and Kolkata Knight Riders,
And what do you think
because
about following season for Punjab?
Punjab. I'd like to make it clear that you're playing your seventh game and you've not sought your winning combination. See, it's a very big issue. You're at the halfway stage of the IPL and you still don't know what your winning combination is. It is ridiculous. Means you are playing a tournament like IPL where every team is balanced this year, and there's a stiff competition between every team, and you've still not sought out your winning combination. You're still searching for your winning combination. You can't do it in the halfway of IPL. This is the problem with the Kings 11 Punjab. And I seriously don't think that means they are the bottom feeders because of what they did in the season. They actually could not, and to be very honest, they had the orange cap and the purple cap within their team. At the start of the season, they had the orange cap and the purple cap within their team, but from there on, it is just losing story for them. And I think they didn't learn from their mistakes. They didn't learn from their mistakes. So I don't think KXIP qualifying. The matter of qualifying for KXIP is over now. Now they'll play just for their respect, self-respect, and try to win as much as possible, and also try to skew the chances of other teams.
What do you think about KL Rahul's performance in this IPL? Because he had showed a very great cricketing performance in the beginning of the season. So what is your take on that?
Uh, KL Rahul performances has been, I would say, has been good. KL Rahul has been good, but not he's not left that impact which he should have. In one of the press conferences after the match, post match, I was listening that don't talk about my strike rate. Why? It's T20 and your natural game is what. See what he's doing now. He's just anchoring the innings, which is not his natural game. So in the process, he is actually leaving out on the balls which needs to be hit.
Right.
That's the simple reason. If you see in the last game, or rather last to last game, he scored 62 runs off just 52 deliveries. Of 52 deliveries means this is not the KL Rahul we know. This is not his. I would say this is not his natural game.
Right.
KL Rahul, we saw KL Rahul making 132 not out. See,
Yeah.
that was a different innings, and after that,
This-
you saw a different story altogether from KL Rahul.
Do you see any chance of him coming back in the season and performing well? Getting the cup for Kings.
Definitely, no, definitely. I see KL Rahul performing well in the season, but for Kings 11 Punjab, I'm really sorry. I don't think they'll make it to the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
So just okay. So Paji will also be joining us shortly. I've already texted him. So now we have Devang as well in the live. So Aman has joined in the process. I'm sorry, Aman, I forgot. And so now I'll take all of you down, and after that, again I'll join you to interact with Paji. Hello, Paji. How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you.
So a close finish again, a close game. So we are now habitual of looking at close finishes when CSK plays, but this time around the result is in favor of CSK as you predicted yesterday. So how do you see the game? How did you see the game?
Yeah, look, I thought it was good captaincy from MS Dhoni to either bring Sam Curran or Ravinder Jadeja, one or the other to go up the order. That worked really well for them. I can see them doing that now for a few more games. And they defended really well at the back end, got crucial wickets when they needed to. But I think the turnaround was the run out when Dwayne Bravo did that run out. It was pinpoint accuracy, and it kind of just lifted the team. It was that kind of lift of like, oh, yeah, we could actually win this game, and that kind of lifted the team. So I think it's going to be things like that, that this is what they need. They desperately needed this win, and I think IPL, can't be just so one-sided halfway through the tournament. It's great to see some of the lesser teams are winning, and it kind of opens the group up.
Yeah. So there was a lot of talk about intent and aggressive approach from CSK. So having won the toss first time, they batted in this editions of in this edition's IPL, and they straightforward passed the message that look, in this match we are stepping on the field with an aggressive approach with a positive intent, sending Sam Curran to open the innings where he really did his job perfectly. What's your take?
Yeah, look, he was the right person to go up the order. He was probably the informed batsman out of all the other batsmen. So I thought it was a sensible decision, and you can see the likes of Ravinder Jadeja hasn't really fired, throughout this tournament, and that wicket again didn't turn much, but got Bairstow out. Was again, these are like crucial, for like Dwayne Bravo getting that run out, for Ravinder Jadeja getting that wicket. These are very important passages for CSK, because it's going to give them confidence. It's going to give them belief that we were like the old. We haven't lost our touch with age. So in the context of this win, it was a huge win for CSK, because some of the senior players had some crucial moments in the match, which really is going to help CSK now in the next few games.
Yeah. And now I'll come to something which I noticed. The intent by which they played Rashid Khan. The last time CSK played SRH, when Dhoni and maybe Jadeja were playing, they actually played Rashid Khan 3 overs and just scored 5 runs, which was a difference in that match. But this time around, they scored 30 of Rashid Khan's 4 overs, and in his third and fourth over, for the first ball, Shane Watson hit him for a 6 consecutively in the first ball of his third over and fourth over, and scored 30 without giving a wicket. So, how was that?
It just goes to show that if you give yourself time, bat slightly longer, play the low risk shots, and then later on in the innings you can catch up. Shane Watson has proven that, and that's something Dhoni will probably learn to do as well. Thinking that there's not so much pressure on you. You're batting at 4. Take your time, play the low risk shots, then catch up. Shane Watson is doing it. Put Ravinder Jadeja back in confidence. Dwayne Bravo, what a great run out. And hopefully it will lift Dhoni as well, because it kind of like, it's great win, but I think Dhoni still is a little bit hesitant in his game plan. He's not sure when to go, when to accelerate. And the best way for him is to be up the order. Give himself time. And he knows he's not in great form, but the longer he stays at the crease, he'll find his rhythm.
Yeah. And now coming on, when SRH were batting, 4th over of Sam Curran, when in the same over, David also got out, David Warner and Manish Pandey also got out. So 2 big wickets in the same over.
Yeah, look, for me, Sunrisers, Hyderabad, they're a 3-man team, in my opinion. They rely so much on David Warner, Johnny Bairstow, and Rashid Khan. 3 of them didn't have a great game. And look at the result. And Kane Williamson, fair play, he batted really well. But there's too much reliance on the big 3. And they need to think that, right, if we lose David Warner early, if Johnny Bairstow doesn't go up, what is, can the likes of Manish Pandey and Kane Williamson, which proven today, did well. But that's the area. If I was coach, I would think, what would be our plan B? If these guys get out early, can the batsmen come in? Are they willing to adapt? Because this is a difficulty, I tell you what the hard thing is when I play team sports. When you have likes of David Bairstow, David Warner and Johnny Bairstow both batting really well, it becomes, for Manish Pandey, he's used to coming after 10 overs, used to coming on the 15th. He's Kane Williamson. It becomes a pattern. It's so difficult. And I think when they're training, they've got to train 2 ways, 2 methods. First method is, right, it's going to be the new ball. Like I'm opening the batting because we've lost David Warner early. What's my game plan? Then it's the other one, slightly older ball. Right, we've 100 for 2. I have to accelerate. I have to just hit boundaries. That's how they're going to adapt. Or else it's just, I've always said it, they're a 3-man team. If 3 of them perform...
it yesterday as well. I clearly remember you mentioned it yesterday as well.
Yeah, and if they perform well, then yeah, I would say Sunrisers Hyderabad will win. But if three of them didn't perform, and they still was a great effort, how close they got. But yeah, it was that's where they lost the game.
Now, statistically talking about, they both the teams were actually similar in the power play. CSK scored 44, losing 2 wickets, while Hyderabad scored 40, losing 2 wickets. But it was the middle overs where CSK scored 72 without losing a wicket, while SRH scored 61, losing 2 wickets. And just to add on, yeah, sorry, just to add on, Ravindra Jadeja. I'll specifically ask you about Ravindra Jadeja, the left arm spinner, because today I noticed he bowled every delivery. He bowled every delivery into the stumps and pitched full, and that is where I think Johnny Bairstow missed the trick.
Yeah, look, I thought Johnny Bairstow played such a poor shot. Trying to flick the ball when the ball wasn't turning. All he had to do was just hit down the ground. I think it was quite an easy option for him. I don't know why he looked to flick the ball towards square leg. He wasn't that dangerous, but it's easy to say that, but you have to play accordingly to the conditions. You have to calculate your risk. You've got to work out what's a risky shot, what's a high risk shot. And I was really surprised. Why did Johnny Bairstow play across the line?
Yes, and the change in Jadeja, because for the first few games he was quite expensive, and in one game Dhoni didn't give him the ball, but today made some crucial runs. 25 out of just 10 deliveries, he was unbeaten. So do you think that confidence also played, that batting confidence also played in his mind?
Yeah. Look, it goes both ways, doesn't it? It's like finally, CSK got off to a good start, something they're not used to, and then the middle order, see the likes of Shane Watson, taking on the best bowler, and it starts giving the belief. The team start thinking, yeah, we can post a good total here, and then when we see Dwayne Bravo perform well in the field. It's just ticking all them boxes, isn't it? If I'm a coach, I'm like, yes, my key players are actually back in confidence, they're back in form. And I think that's a huge encouragement, to the Chennai Super Kings.
Okay, so now there's a question in the comment box. I'll take that. So Paji, Yo Mahesh is asking you that should opposition batsmen attack Rashid like Tewatia and Raidu and Watson, cause it'll build up more pressure on Hyderabad. What are your thoughts, sir?
See, that's always, I would say, the in-form batsmen take on Rashid, right? That should be the strategy. We will get one of our batsmen to bat, at least 10 overs or whenever he comes on to bowl. CSK are quite clever. They bring him on after 10 overs sometimes. So I would say the guy who's in, like Watson today, he was an in-form guy. It's his responsibility now to say, right, you take on Rashid, and if you get out, that's fine. Now that strategically is, you can see that that's a better risk option. Now, if you get someone new and if it's in the last 15 overs, then fair enough. But I would don't give any wickets to Rashid Khan. We cannot get out to Rashid Khan. If he goes for 24 to 30 runs, great. If we just take 20 runs off his 4 overs, right, we've got to find another 140, 150 runs. That's what we've got to score in 16 overs. That's how teams got to approach the games. It's 16 over match, and we've got to get 120 to 140 runs. That's how you strategically plan the game.
But in that point, I'd just like to make it clear from your side that you just don't mean that one should block Rashid. they should at least look for singles or doubles. What's your thought?
Just say we're not going to get out to him, and we're going to just look at our shots. You know, the balls that he bowls. What's our risk option? Where is it we're going to get singles? Where's the twos? Right? Where he looks to bowl the dot ball. We're not going to get out to him. And even if he's bowled really well, the guy who's in will catch up with the other bowlers. Right?
Yeah.
That how I would approach it. And what ends up happening, you actually end up putting more pressure on Rashid, and he'll end up leaking a few runs because he needs a wicket. He works on his wicket taking delivery balls, you know, the skidder, spinning in, the quick googly, turning a little bit off the pitch. That's his wicket taking ball.
And that's what my next question was last question before joining the fans, that today the way Watson and Raidu played him was like a googly bowler. They were just playing him on the leg side. The way they swept him, the way they flicked him. So, do you think it's the right strategy to play him as a googly bowler whose ball will skid in?
Look, the best way, my opinion, when we played Anil Kumble, right, he's a tall guy. We said play him like a medium pacer who's bowling in swing, right? So you, in your mind, think this is an in-swing bowler, medium pace in-swing bowler. That's how you got to approach him, right? And when you approach him in that sense, then what ends up happening is that short ball which he bowls it quick into the pitch, skids it on. That's his wicket taking delivery. You just play it straight, or you know, hit it down the ground. And if he gets it slightly wrong, you know you're already on the back foot. You're looking for that ball. You're looking for his wicket taking delivery ball, and then you can whack it as well. That's the way to approach it. You don't approach him like a spinner. Approach him like a medium pacer, in-swing bowler.
Okay, yeah. So now I'll add up the fans quickly. So first one is Rohan Sharma. So Rohan, hello and welcome to this live interactive post-match analysis session. You're live in the show. You can ask your question.
Thanks, Utkarsh again, and thanks, Monty sir.
Welcome.
So my question would be: we saw Sam Curran batting up the order today. Will this strategy work in long run? And isn't it disrespectful to an opening batsman that a tail ender who can hit the ball is opening the innings for CSK? And we have seen the same with KKR as they have banged upon Sunil Narayan for a long time. So is this the right strategy, or T20 works this way?
Well, the thing is, it's smart thinking, in my opinion. You look at, you know, Anil Kumble with the Punjab Kings 11. He's going with a strange sort of, you know, strategy, not changing up the batting order. It's about saying, well, how are we going to win a game of cricket? It doesn't matter who's our informed batsman right now, and that is Sam Curran. Sam Curran is our most informed batsman. So we push him up the order, and if he hits it, if he goes well, great. If he doesn't, we've only lost a lower order batsman. We've still got a strong batting lineup. But because he's been the form batsman and he's done well, then it gives breathing space to everyone else. So I think it's a really good option. I think it's a really good option having an all-rounder, a lower order batsman opening the batting, and it puts less pressure on the specialist batsman.
Paji, just to ask another question, or rather add up to this, it can also be because CSK did not want to expose Shane Watson against the left-arm spinner Shahbaz Nadeem, who was playing his game today for SRH, because Shane Watson has often been vulnerable against the left-arm spinners.
Yes, look, I very much agree with you. You know, I bowled to him, and I used to sort of get him out quite often as well. And it's because he just stretches at the ball, doesn't let it come to him. He's not used to being that subtlety. He likes hitting the ball. And I think, you know, you got to protect your batsman. You know, you've got to protect your best batsman against the most dangerous bowler. And today, again, you know, Stephen Fleming, Mike Hussey probably thought, you know, we need to change something to win some games because we're not going to do anything. And every game's going to be different. The strategy for every game is going to be different. And
Yeah.
today it really worked for them. But one thing I would definitely keep, the batting order the same for next game is Sam Curran at 1. We'll definitely have Dhoni at 4. And then they can maybe see how Jadeja and Dwayne Bravo, at the bottom end, sort of mix and match. So brilliant captaincy, brilliant coaching today. What a really paid off with Sam Curran being top of the order.
I definitely agree, because in my opinion also, I only want to see MS bat at number 4, not down the order at 5 or 6, because at number 4 he has the opportunity to play some more balls and get set.
Absolutely. This is what we've been saying all along, that if your best batsman, get him in early, and then he can bat more balls, and then later he can catch up, and I think he needs to be at 4.
Yes. So now moving on to our second guest, and she's Thavi Acharya. So Thavi, welcome to the show. You're live now. You can ask your question.
Hi, sir. Hi, Monty, sir. I just wanted to ask, like, as we saw today, Dhoni played
Thavi, please,
well.
I'm sorry to intervene in between. I would like everyone to please switch on their cameras if possible. Everyone, Rohan Sharma also, please, if possible. Yes, now you can continue, Thavi.
Okay. So as we saw today, Dhoni played pretty well, and there were a lot of comments last time on his performance. So I want to ask, do you think that age plays a role in a cricketer's performance, and if yes, how? How big is that role?
Well, I think there comes a point in everyone's career where it's that next season, suddenly you're not hitting the ball so well. You're not as quick in the field. Your bowling doesn't have that zip. And Dwayne Bravo comes to mind a little bit. I think he's beginning to lose that edge. But today his fielding was spot on. And that's going to be the concern with the Chennai Super Kings. It's like they'll be thinking, how long can the likes of Shane Watson, Ravindra Jadeja, Dwayne Bravo, we got Harbhajan Singh, Suresh Raina. How many more seasons can we get out of them? Dhoni, and do we next year try and get ready? Well, try and replace a few of the players. How well they form, it's really up to them. If they're performing well and they're showing the capabilities like they have done in the previous seasons, you want to be in that position where the coach makes it difficult for the coach to think, actually, I don't want to replace these aging players. They're keeping themselves fit, they're performing well. And hopefully today was that first step where they're thinking, right, we're the oldest team in the competition, but we're going to show them that we still got a lot of life left in our legs.
Thank you for your answer, sir.
Okay. So now moving on to Ayushi. Ayushi, you're live now. Hello, and you can put up your question.
Hi, Utkarsh. Hello, sir. I wanted to actually share a funny moment that happened today. So basically, the umpire was stretching his arms to consider, give this conclusion that it is going to be a wide, and Dhoni stopped him, and suddenly the umpire stopped. Like he didn't he held his hands back. So I wanted to know, do you think Dhoni's analysis is more accurate than an umpire's decision?
That's a really good question. I would say sometimes Dhoni's ahead of the game. The way he calculates the game, and he's a very smart operator. I'm sure he wouldn't want to embarrass the umpires at any point, but I would agree with you. I'll probably say Dhoni's analysis is actually sharper than the umpires.
Right.
And sir, and Paji, don't you think that? Do you think that when an umpire gives his decision, so no matter who the player is, means regardless of his stature, umpire's decision should be respected? Don't you think?
that's what I love about Dhoni. You know, he can probably, other players probably embarrass the umpire, but he would respect the game, respect authority, respect officials, and it just just makes you think of what a great human being Dhoni is. MS is a great role model, great ambassador for the game, and he knows that. He knows that people are watching him. Like, we had these kind of like yesterday, apparently some death threats to his family or some threats to his daughter, which I would like to see what the fans are going to say now. Oh, we think Dhoni's great now. It's that's the stature of the man. How he has to handle everything, and a lot of respect for MS Dhoni.
Also, just a question that, as you mentioned about the threats to her daughter and his family, ultimately at the end it is a game, and we as fans are one of the biggest stakeholders of the game. I agree, but do fans have that right to actually comment on the family of a player, to go or deep dive into his personal matters? Or
I think
personal
it's a
back-
little bit unfair. I think they should have some sort of, like they should have some sort of protocol saying, look, if you want to become a CSK fan, you need to adhere to these rules. If we lose 3 or 4 in a row, you guys can't behave like this. And if people who
Yes.
behave or send these kind of threats, they will get reprimanded. That they're not allowed to support CSK or stuff like that. They get banned not to come into the stadiums. That's the kind of punishment should take place, because it's too much. It's only a game. He's trying his best. Now today he's won. What are them fans going to say? They'll probably think, oh yeah, Dhoni, he's our hero and X, Y, and Z. And then tomorrow, if he loses, then suddenly he's our worst enemy. Like, he's trying his best, and people need to understand that he actually is one of the greatest captains, the greatest wicket keepers, one of the greatest cricketers you've ever seen. We need to respect him and respect and his cricketing brain. Very clever cricketer. I don't think we may not have another captain like him who is so astute. These are the kind of things fans should be saying. Encouraging Dhoni, not putting pressure on him.
Yeah. So I have some questions for you in the comment box. Aman Yadav is asking, as a left arm spinner, how do you see Ravindra Jadeja? What's your take
I
on
think
Jadeja?
at the moment he's not getting that ball to turn as much as he needs to. But he got a crucial wicket. His flight and length is good. But I knew when he was at his best was when he would get that ball to spin and get it to turn. But he knows that when he's not in that place, he's happy to limit himself. He's like a limited bowler where he just goes for singles, tries to get them to hit one side of the wicket, and then if he gets 1 or 2 wickets, great. And I think that's how he's bowling. He's bowling within his limit, but I think today probably was his best game of the tournament.
Also, as a left arm spinner, I followed you so much. So you would just drift the ball in, pitch it on middle and leg, and then probably strike the off stump of the bowler. So for that, you were a classical orthodox spinner, would give reps to the ball and then turn it from the pitch. So don't you think Jadeja is too much quick in the air? He needs some variety.
The thing is, I know as a spinner, if my top bowler isn't in good form and is not performing well, let's just get the most out of him now. And what can we do? Well, this is the way. Let's get you to hit the batsman one side of the wicket. That's the first option. Then the second option is, right, I need dot balls, I need singles from you, and not go for any boundaries. And I'm not expecting you to get a wicket. Now that, in return, puts less pressure on Ravindra Jadeja to get a wicket and to contain. And you can see in his mindset, He's not looking
Yeah.
to get the wicket, but he's looking to bowl wicket to wicket. And he's saying, if I bowl wicket to wicket and the batsman misses, then I've got a chance to get him out. But if I bowl wicket to wicket and I don't go for
Yeah.
a boundary, then that's damage limitation. Now,
Definitely.
that is a lot easier to bowl with that mindset. And that's the thing about Dhoni. He's very good knowing where the player is, what kind of stage he is with his form and how he's feeling. And he won't put more pressure to deliver better, more than they need to. And then he just gets the best out of him. If he can get best out of his individuals wherever they are in terms of their form, I think he's doing a great job. And that's the art of captaincy. Art of captaincy isn't getting your bowler to produce match-winning spells. Art of captaincy is, if I'm, let's say, performing at a C grade level, fine, I'm happy with that. Just consistently perform at C grade then. And that's, I think, one of his great skills as a captain.
Yeah, definitely. And as you mentioned, today also he opted for the same strategy, bowling wicket to wicket, not giving any room, bowling full, and he got Johnny Bairstow. Another very important, or rather very interesting question for you. You will love to answer this question because
Last
it's
one, I've got to go. Last question.
Yes, definitely. It's the last one of the day. Aman Yadav is asking, can you share some experience of the 2009 Ashes match at Cardiff? Definitely. So that's why I said you will be loving to answer this question.
Yeah, that's when you've got the expectation, right, of actually losing the game. I only average 4, outside edge, inside edge, and the third ball I'm out. Like, if that's my expectation, then I know I'm not going to do that well. But the funny thing is, right, in life, if you take one step at a time, if you take one ball
Yeah.
at a time, that's the Australian mantra. Focus on the next ball, right? That's all that matters, is the next ball. And that's all that matters in life, is your next essay, is your next exam, is your next
Paji, just to
whatever.
intervene, I'm sorry
That's
to
all that
intervene
matters
you,
in
but
life. And that's, yeah, go on.
But I have a very interesting question which just struck my mind, that when you actually came in the middle to bat, what instruction did you get from the dressing room, from the skipper?
Basically, just watch the ball, give it your best, and that was it. It was like, oh, Monty's going to get out, so any minute, so that's it. But we stuck at it. We just watched the ball.
And actually, yeah. And this kind of a win actually gives a lot of confidence when no one expects something out of you and you just produce a great show, because
Yeah,
you stayed there.
like, if when people say, oh, I want a miracle happening in my life, I want my life to change, I want something amazing to happen in my life, it will happen by small steps. What's the next step, then the next focus, then the next. That's what we did, ball by ball. First ball, second ball, third ball, then we got to 69 balls, and we're like, wow, how do we get there? But it happens from focusing on that one by ball, and it's because the focus is so, you're 100%. That ball is the most important ball for me. That you end up getting to your goal a lot quicker because you're 100% focusing on each moment, and you're not thinking about, oh yeah, but what's going to be the 10th ball, first ball, second ball, third ball, and that's it. And then you'll get there very quickly.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Paji, for being there. And you not only discussed cricket, but you gave a very important lesson of life as well.
Yeah.
That live in the present. By the way, Paji, actually, last viewer, if you allow me,
I'll have to go. Sorry, I'm sorry. I have to go now.
Okay, no issues.
Okay, one last question. 1 more minute. One last question then.
One last question. So the viewer who joined, Mr. Nishant, who joined me, please, can you rejoin? One last question, Paji allowed. So it's the humbleness of Paji, and I would say true gentleman. So Paji, I think he's gone. So no issues. We'll join tomorrow at 11:45. Paji will be there And I would say another great session. We pulled off another great session where we discussed not only cricket but, as I mentioned, life. And everyone should once watch that 2009 Cardiff test. When I interviewed earlier, I don't know if you remember or not. I asked this particular question on Cardiff's test on Insta Live.
Yeah.
I asked this particular question, and because it's really inspiring. No one was actually thinking that you will win the game or draw the game for them, because you were probably considered the number 11 in the, if a squad of number 11 is prepared, then probably
Yeah.
you would bat there also at number 11. So
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Paji. Thanks a lot, Paji. Now I'll bid you farewell, and we'll meet again tomorrow at 11:45.
All right. See you guys. See you guys tomorrow then. Thanks.
Thank you, Paji. Thanks a lot. Okay, so here we end our interactive post-match analysis session. Thanks, Thavi, thanks, Ayushi, and thanks all the viewers who've joined. I can see Aman Yadav and Yo Mahesh in the comment box also. So thanks, Yo Mahesh and Aman Yadav. Thanks a lot for joining. We'll meet tomorrow at 11:45 p.m. So stay tuned and please do connect tomorrow. Goodbye.